Comics Online.
Robert, you had a very impressive stealth launch for the Energon Universe. Congratulations to you and the team. Been singing your praises for this particular launch. But Void Rivals was an incredible story unto itself, and then all of a sudden the redacted pages got released into the world. Can you talk about what it took to get that story just to that point without having spoilers leak?
I mean, a lot of secrecy. A lot of cooperation between the team at Skybound and the team at Hasbro. I know Hasbro was very worried that we weren't going to be able to, pull off the surprise, keep the surprise secret, but we were able to, completely do that, which was insane. But, we're pretty good at keeping secrets at Skybound. We ended The Walking Dead with a secret. We launched Die secretly. And so it's just, it's something that I think brings a lot of excitement into comic book stores. If people are going into a comic book store, if they're getting a thing and they're experiencing it for the first time, like finding out about it in the store. I think that too often, like, people see press releases and they can kind of anticipate what's coming, and it loses some of the surprise, which is, upsetting.
Well, the Robert Kirkman twist definitely added layers to this particular story. Of course, Jetfire showing up suddenly and then just being like, oh, I've got to go. Doesn't even have a conversation with these two characters and just, is there, but it launched so many questions. We're excited that you get to explore not only in a Transformers book, but multiple G.I. Joe titles. Could you share what the pitch was to Hasbro, or even just a highlight of what you had to do to get the license? Because I think it'd be interesting.
Well, there was a lot to it that hasn't been revealed yet. A lot of plans that we're still planning on implementing that I can't really talk about. But for the core Energon universe, it was really just trying to mesh the universes of Transformers and G.I. Joe together in like a believable, grounded way that paid tribute to what Transformers was and kept intact what G.I. Joe was. So you have to merge these two universes without detracting from either of them. You can't put too much crazy sci-fi stuff in G.I. Joe. It's not right to put too much like military grounded stuff into Transformers, and like finding that perfect balance. Like that was really the pitch to Hasbro, and also making them realize that like we revere these brands and we are fans of them as much as anyone who's buying this stuff. And so there's an extra level of care that we were going to try to put in things and maintain to elevate them and really make the whole thing work and come together. And then I think the unique aspect was not only just the way into the story by surprising people with the Void Rivals launch, but actually having this extra component of Void Rivals that like adds to the universe and plays off of the mostly Transformers, but eventually G.I. Joe in like some interesting ways, and really kind of helps bring everything together and unify it in ways that I think people won't really expect.
And if I heard correctly, Void Rivals was intended to be a one-shot, or at least a one-off at first, and then it evolved into the series that we're at. Is that correct?
It's the kind of thing that, it's like, I really want to be a part of this Hasbro thing, but, like I'm working on Invincible Season 2 and 3, and we were working on the Renfield movie at the time, and then I've got Firepower, and, working on Oblivion Song, and, there's just so much stuff going on that it was like, okay, well, I'll do a one-shot. And then I just, was having so much fun, like, constructing the world and thinking about things. It was like, okay, well, it'll be a miniseries. And then eventually it was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to be doing this for a while. So it's a regular series now, and it's probably going to go for a good long time.
So Transformers the movie had a very important part of my childhood. I know that it was one of your first movies that you talked about a little bit while. Sorry. Yeah. Try that again. Transformers the movie was a very important part of my childhood. Comic-Con has been going on for a very long time, so you can tell I'm starting to fade a little bit.
Yes.
But can you talk about the importance of that movie and how it sort of shaped your impression of this universe?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Transformers the movie was like a benchmark in my life. It's kind of been the basis of everything I've ever done. Seeing that movie at age 8, watching the death of Optimus Prime, it's led to every death in Walking Dead, every death in Invincible, like feeling that shock and being so invested in a story and feeling so many real emotions, like watching a story for the first time and being taken off guard by the way it went. Like, that's just a feeling that I've been trying to bring to everyone experiencing my work in, at all times and all forms. And so, it really is like a massive turning point in my life. It's really crazy when I think about like watching Transformers the movie for the first time and, just how much it means to me and how much it affected my life.
Well, I know you have to run to your panel. We're so excited to see what you do with these characters. Obviously, I know you have a reverence for these characters in their universe, but congratulations on Invincible as the animated series. Everything you're doing, it's so great to finally catch up. It's been way too long.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't take this long for our next conversation.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet your grandchildren.
Stay tuned for more Robert Kirkman, Skybound team at Comics Online.